When we talk about verbs in language, we can talk about when an action takes place, like right now, we'd use the present tense. Or we can talk about yesterday, we use the present preterite tense. Or when we talk about a verb, an action that goes on in the future, we can use the future tense. When we talk about an action that was ongoing in the past tense, or two actions simultaneously going on in the past tense, remember the imperfect, we can use the imperfect tense. So verbs have a temporal aspect, or an aspect of time, when an action takes place, now, in the future, or in the past. Verbs can also have a mood or a rhetorical purpose that a speaker wishes to express. For example, we can use the indicative. A verb can have an indicative mood if the speaker wants to state a fact, or define a concept, or describe something real. Something actually happened, or something is actually happening, something real to the speaker. We've been using the indicative mood all throughout Spanish 1010. You just haven't realized it. Well, today we're going to start using a different mood when we talk about actions, when we talk about when a speaker wants to express an attitude, or wants to persuade or influence somebody else, or a speaker wants to express an emotion or a reaction to something, or if a speaker wants to express a doubt, or if a speaker, a person is uncertain or unsure of something. We use the subjunctive mood in Spanish and in English to express these conditions. All right? The subjunctive mood requires a special grammatical structure or sentence that has to be mastered and learned very, very well. All right? So let me erase the board here. Let me take off our indicative mood here. And let me begin to explain and diagram the subjunctive sentence. Okay? In a subjunctive sentence, we have two parts that's connected with the word que. Que will be our connector that will join a main clause with a subordinate clause. All right, so main clause will have a subject. Let's just put Pablo quiere que. All right, that's part one, our main clause. Subject one, my verb of influence, and my connector, que. As this sentence stands now, it's incomplete. Pablo wants that. All right, come over here and let's finish my sentence. Que tú, that you, subject two, estudies, and I'll put mucho here, a lot. All right? Now, Paul wants that you study a lot. That's my basic subjunctive sentence because it has two subjects, two different subjects, Paul and you. It has a verb of influence because Paul wants to influence you in a certain way. It has my connector que. And this verb here, estudies, is in the subjunctive mood. So it's the verb after the que that we're focusing on today. That verb must be conjugated in a special way. Okay? Let's put one more sentence on the board here. Let's use an emotion. We'll get to more verbs with emotions. Yo espero, I hope that, ustedes estén bien. hope that, let me diagram it here. Subject 1, yo. My verb of emotion, I hope. Esperar can mean to wait, but it can also mean to hope or wish for. I wish that, I hope that, my connector. Ustedes, subject 2. And now my verb here, estén, is in the subjunctive. Subjunctive, present subjunctive. All right? Okay, vamos a ver. Let me erase this, give us more space on the board here. And let's look at a few verbs on how we conjugate present subjunctive. It's just like the formal commands we studied in the previous lesson. So I'll take my verb estudiar, all right? I'll take the yo form, estudio. I'll drop the O. I know that it's an AR verb, so I'm going to add ER, IR endings. So instead of estudias, I'm going to say estudies. I'm adding ES because my subject here is tu. So I get estudies right there. Right? The whole conjugation of estudiar in the present subjunctive would go estudie, estudies, estudie, estudiemos, estudies, estudien. Estar is an irregular subjunctive verb. Instead of the yo form is estoy, but we have este, estés, esté, estemos, estés, estén, and we'll get into some of the irregulars a bit later on in the chapter. All right? Let's look at a few expressions that will help us identify the subjunctive, and then we'll practice. We have es bueno que. Es bueno que. Es importante que. Here, I wish to express an opinion or a generalization. It's good that, it's important that, it's my opinion, it's necessary. Es necesario que tú estudies. Es importante que tú laves las manos. Es importante que tú laves, subjunctive, las manos. Es necesario que ustedes se queden en casa, subjunctive here and here. Se queden en casa. It's necessary that you guys stay at home. Se queden en casa. Opposite ending en because my verb is quedar. Say it's an AR verb. And there are more of these expressions on page 396 in your textbook. Muy bien, vamos a hacer la tarea y contestar preguntas y repasar la tarea el miércoles en la clase.